Hi, I'm Evan Aidman, and I'm going to discuss pre-existing injuries in this video. One of the issues that comes up in, I'm not going to say almost every case, but in a lot of injury cases, is whether the plaintiff had injuries before the accident. And beyond injuries, I mean that the person had aches and pains, and we all do. I mean, unless you're talking about a kid who gets involved in an accident, you're almost always going to be dealing with a certain amount of pre-existing condition. As I sometimes say, life is a degenerative process. Once we hit a certain age, all of us have arthritis to some extent. We all see that our spines start to degenerate, and we start to see just about anybody who's over the age of, I'd say, 30, if they had an MRI of their back or their neck, it's going to show some degree of degeneration. And the insurance companies, lawyers always say, this shows that all this pain that the person is claiming really came from the fact that they had it before the accident, and the accident really didn't do much of anything. So there are many ways to respond to that, but I want to first of all tell you that the law provides compensation not just for injuries, but for aggravation of pre-existing conditions. So if a person comes in and they've got an MRI that shows that they've got a degenerative process, or maybe they've had several prior accidents, or maybe they come in to an accident with a lot of problems. I've got a client, an 82-year-old woman who fell on a SEPTA bus. SEPTA is the Philadelphia Transportation Authority, and of course she had pre-existing conditions. She's 82 years old, but the response to that is, you don't injure an 82-year-old, because naturally anything that she brings into it is going to be aggravated by it to a very likely extent. So you can't let the fact that an MRI shows that there's some degeneration dissuade you. I mean, a lot of times you get into this question of whether a herniated disc was caused by the accident. That's what the insurance company lawyers, they want you to argue on whether the herniation was or was not caused by the accident, because their experts are always going to say it wasn't. And the better approach than to get into playing on their battlefield in their arena when discussing, was it caused, was it not caused, is to get into what was the person's life like before the accident and what was the person's life like after. Was there much more pain? Was there much more limitation on activities and function? And that's a much better arena to play in whenever you're dealing with pre-existing conditions, which is in almost every case, or in any way, a great majority of cases. If you'd like to talk about this more, give me a call or send me an email. If you'd like a free copy of my book, Winning Personal Injury Cases, let me know.